Jeff Link of Keller Williams Professionals Asheville is proud to present the Asheville Real Estate Podcast. Welcome to the June edition of our podcast. I'm your host, Joe Leininger. Our focus for this month's show includes a look at our local market and what buyers and sellers need to know about foreclosure properties. Is one right for you? Keep listening and find out what our experts have to say on this topic and more. It's all coming up next. Today with Jeff Link of Keller Williams Professionals Asheville. Thanks for joining us today, Jeff. Tell us what's going on right now in the Asheville real estate market. For a national perspective today, we're also joined by Terry Murphy, real estate author and CIO of U.S. Learning in Memphis, Tennessee. Terry's a regular contributor to both mortgage and real estate magazines, and she's here today to share with us what she's seeing nationally for the month of June. Terry?
Joe, the market remains pretty healthy considering the minor rise in interest rates. There are indications that we may be seeing a slight increase in the number of foreclosures nationally, but at this time it appears there is a larger concentration specifically in the Midwest, according to an article in last month's Wall Street Journal. But at this time it's only a slight increase, and it may indicate that foreclosures could be an upcoming hot topic in the months ahead. Well, here at U.S. Learning, Joe, we meet a lot of agents across the nation who deal exclusively with properties in foreclosure. There's typically an extensive legal work that goes on behind the scenes before a property is brought to the foreclosure process. By the time it's sold at auction, Joe, you might be surprised to learn that these homes aren't always the best deals on the market.
Terry, could you explain the foreclosure process for our listeners?
Sure, Joe. Foreclosures occur when a property owner falls behind on their mortgage payments to the point where the bank is concerned that they'll not be paid. It's at this point, Joe, the bank will initiate legal proceedings and step in and foreclose on the home to recover their investment. Although rules really do vary from state to state, there are a considerable number of steps a bank must go through before they can actually begin the foreclosure process on a property. And the overall cost to potential buyers and sellers can be greater than you might think. Now, depending on the strength of the local market, these homes typically sell at or close to full market value. The time involved to evaluate and assess the home you're interested in can really add up if you're not the highest bidder at the end of the day. And for homeowners who are going through tough times and are thinking about foreclosure as an option, you really owe it to yourself to connect with an agent to get an updated market valuation and learn about other options that may be helpful. Depending on your situation, a voluntary sale may actually put money in your pocket that might otherwise go to the bank.
Well, thank you very much, Terry. Do banks typically work with homeowners who fall behind on payments? What is the usual progression here?
Well, Joe, banks have flexibility, but they don't always exercise it. A lot of this is covered in the homeowner's deed of trust. Every situation is different, and for each situation there are usually a few options. Still, foreclosure is generally the last option you want to go through because of how it affects your credit rating and ability to buy another home in the future. Even if you're looking at foreclosure as your last option, there are times when you can turn this negative situation into a positive by talking with us first. Because we constantly monitor home prices in Asheville, we are often able to get a homeowner more money at closing than they ever thought they could. The right combination of price and marketing can yield some pretty nice results.
How do you advise buyers when it comes to researching and assessing foreclosure properties?
Buyers need to remember that homes in foreclosure are still subject to the same market influences as other homes currently for sale. In fact, there's often a lot more scrutiny applied to foreclosure properties because appraisals are typically ordered before the home is ever put up for the sale. Some buyers equate foreclosure properties to fixer properties, but really they should be treated the same as any other home on the market. Buyers need to get as much information as possible and familiarize themselves with what's out there for sale. This can save them thousands of dollars in their next transaction.
Terry, do you have anything to add?
Yes, Joe, I want to emphasize the importance of connecting with a realtor when considering foreclosure properties. For homeowners and potential home sellers, a good agent can offer you a number of options, including refinancing, negotiating with the bank, or moving forward with an outright sale to eliminate that foreclosure process. Now, this advice would work really well for buyers, too. There are times when buying a foreclosed property can really make good sense. And many times there are actually better opportunities for smart investors when you work with agents that are familiar with properties that aren't encumbered with the foreclosure process. They may even be a better investment for time and money. The advice here, Joe, work with a savvy agent who watches for these great market opportunities. Our listeners really owe it to themselves to tap into this expertise.
Thanks, Terry. That is so true. Before I leave, I wanted to share a couple resources that listeners can tap into. I promote a couple of free services online to help folks stay on top of the market. These resources can also be found at my main website, jefflink.org. Current homeowners can get a free market analysis of their home by visiting AshevilleHomeValue.com. It's very easy, and we send the results right to you by email. Another great service for buyers is at allashevillelistings.com, where you can sign up for email listing alerts for properties in the area and price range you specify. Both of these services are free and are immensely popular with all of our clients. Also, as you get closer to buying or selling, give us a call and we can offer you a market update and help you get the most from your transaction. We'd love to help.
Well, thank you for sharing today, both of you. We were able to cover quite a bit of ground on foreclosures. Thanks again for taking time to be on today's program.
You're welcome, Joe.
You bet, Joe. Thank you.
For more information on this podcast or for information on the Asheville real estate market, contact Jeff Link. You can reach Jeff at 828-279-6585, or you can find him online at jefflink.org. Until next month, thank you for listening to the Asheville Real Estate Podcast.